Okay, so maybe Lady Victoria Harvey wasn't totally making stuff up when she said that she knows things and knows people and the Trump administration and that she's talked to Kash Patel. Maybe that part was true. However, though, that does not mean that about 90% of the other stuff that comes out of her mouth is an utter total bullshit, because it is. She's a liar. And as far as all this stuff, being that we know some of what she said is true, at least 10% of it, as all the old folks used to say that even a broken clock is right twice a day. And now that we know that these are the types of people that the Trump administration, allows around them, allows to get into their heads and in their circles, now that we can see this, and how utterly depraved all these people are, and apparently no one is immune to this depravity, because even the good people who are in the administration are now compromised just by association, just by the fact of them keeping their mouth shut through all this stuff, like Kash Patel. But I was thinking about something about Miss Harvey, and if she isn't part of this little cult group circle, which most likely she is, but if she isn't, I have no doubt that if they gave her the chance or told her to eat or rape or whatever, she would, to be part of this circle. I mean, she even comes out and says that anybody who's not in these files are losers, is what she says. She literally says that. She literally says that. Not only she says it, she doubles down on it too when Piers Morgan confronts her about it. Because even people like him are smart enough to know to at least pretend like, oh my God, whatever. Let's see for ourselves. Let us see for ourselves what Lady Victoria Harvey has to say about all this.
Sorry, Harvey. I mean, yep. you
all right, here we go. Sorry about that.
Steadfast in your support of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, but given what you've now
that's quite a long name, isn't
been
it?
reading. Well, he had all his titles stripped quite rightly,
but
given what
name.
you've now.
Yeah.
Right, but given what you've now seen about what he was up to.
So let me just give you an update. Let me just give you an update. So as of within the last 24 hours, the FBI did a statement and they said, with all the information that they have seen, all the millions of files, everything, they have come to a conclusion that this was not a sex trafficking ring.
Well, you heard it. You heard it right from Miss Victoria Harvey. But according to the FBI, according to her, that there's no evidence in these files that there's human trafficking, even though we've all got eyes and we can read them ourselves and see for ourselves what it is. We still must trust the FBI, no matter what we see or read, that no trafficking is occurring. That is basically her logic. So now that she knows that she can't actually disprove using facts, can't disprove the photo, can't, reinstate Andrew's good name in society. Now that she knows she can't do that, now her job is to be okay, well, trust the professionals, folks. The professionals say there's nothing to see here, so there must be nothing to see here because the professionals say so. But then yet when it's convenient for her, then she's like, oh, don't trust the professionals when it comes to COVID, when it comes to vaccines. Then when it's convenient for her, then suddenly she changes her tune, which I agree with those last few things. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying it's just, now that she is caught trying to run cover for them, this is her defense. It's just trust professional guys. The FBI says there's nothing to see. It's just, classic.
Where's that statement?
Let that sink in. It's all over. I sent the link to your producers this morning. So
no one's been able to find that statement. So you're talking about a statement nobody has seen this statement.
The FBI has said, and I will send it to you.
You see, Piers knows by now. She's been on his show so many times. He knows her games. He knows how she likes to play. She comes on here and she twists different things at the FBI. And they may have said something along those lines, for example, I know that Todd Blanche had come out and said that more prosecutions are unlikely, or something to that effect. That does not equal them saying that there's no evidence of trafficking. But she's going to use that statement nonetheless to twist it to how she wants. I'm assuming that's the statement, because I have not seen any such statement. She does this crap all the time. She gets on here and she drops things in there like this that no one else has seen or read in the last 24 hours. Like only she has access to all this. But anyways, let's continue. Let's listen to her bury herself.
Your people afterwards that it was not. So exactly what I told you in 2019, I said, Piers, these girls were not trafficked. And that word was too strong a word. Anyway, the FBI have recently said this in the last 24 hours. It was not a sex trafficking operation.
So I would like to know what a sex trafficking operation is then. Like if what we see in those files is not a trafficking operation, then what is then? Victoria Harvey, what is? Because like you yourself are coming out here like changing definitions to words conveniently enough that only you know the real meaning of, and it's just someone needs to make her go sit down and stop sending her out here, because she is failing miserably. Like she's failing miserably. We are not believed. We are just disgusted at this point.
Yes.
Well, let me bring Spencer Coogan. Let me bring Spencer Coogan back on that, because you'll know better than anybody.
It's out there, and I will.
Spencer Coogan, apparently, none of this involves sex trafficking. Spencer Coogan.
There might have been girls that were abused. That is not the wording, but it was not a sex trafficking ring.
Miss Harvey.
So yeah. I just want to get the right information out there, because there's a lot of disinformation.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and most of it appears to be coming out of your mouth. I think at the end of the
burn.
day, what we need to remember,
you're making money from this.
We have nearly.
Okay, stop with that go-to. Stop with that go-to. And she's going to say this over and over. Anytime he has anything to say, that's her only defense. You're making money from this. You're making money from this. Because she knows she can't disprove any of it anymore. And this is what she's going to do. She's just going to attack different people. You know what I mean? Do the same ad hominem attacks. And like, yeah, he's a lawyer. It's like, of course he's making money. What, are you telling me you're not making money, Victoria Harvey? Yeah, okay. There's no way that you're coming out here as soulless of a person as you are. I know you're not coming out here on the internet embarrassing and humiliating yourself for free. I mean, we're not that stupid. Not that stupid.
We have nearly hundreds of young girls under the age of 18 that were sexually abused and trafficked
because you are making
by
money
Jeffrey
from
Epstein.
This.
Because you are making money from this. Don't you know? That's what it all comes down to, is that you all are making money from this. And if you're making money, you're not allowed to talk. Well, guess what, Victoria Harvey? I'm not making money from any of this. So, and yeah, he is dead on.
By Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Don't forget that we have one woman who's sitting in jail,
for free?
Convicted.
How much money did you make from this?
Convicted of sex trafficking.
See,
and at the end of the day, I think the problem we have is that we're giving voice to people like Miss Harvey.
I'm not Miss Harvey. I'm Lady Victoria, actually.
Oh, okay, Miss Harvey.
Yes! You know that offended her more than anything that he could have said. Yeah, okay, Miss. Yes! Love it. Let her know no one gives a flying fuck about your titles. No one cares. Nobody. Those days are so over. Oh my God. They should have died 1,000 years ago. They're definitely dead and done now. No one gives a fuck while you call yourself Lady Victoria Harvey. You know what? So good for him. Good for him. Because no one cares. That doesn't matter. That doesn't give you credibility. That doesn't mean that everything you're saying is right.